so that we can be here and stop Japan, you understand? And if the answer is yes, if you want to ask us, I've never been elected before, I've never been appointed before. Same with my deputy. Bankida just left here, same with him. Which means we are the one you can call the breath of fresh air. But again, majority of you will be asking, why PDP? Because PDP, APC, they are the same thing. The mistake we will be making is what we want to correct. We look at that three-letter words. Just that three-letter words. PDP, APC has been the issue. But we have not taken time to look at the players within that. And as youth, as young people in Nigeria, all we need to do is to inject either of these two with our numerical strength. And if politics remains game of number, we can outnumber them and take over that party. You know what? Those two parties are the ones with structure that can win Nigeria anytime, any day, I can tell. Be popular till thy kingdom come. If you don't have that spread, if you don't have that structure, what they call structure is not just to be running up and about. A structure which means in my village, that illiterate woman understands what it is to say, this is my preference when it comes to balloting. And for us, we've done enough protesting, and protest has only given us one thing, our say. It's about time we have our way, and if we must have our way, then we must join the process. That is why you see some of us now joining the process. In Lagos, in Nigeria, all of us as young people, we have one common enemy. If I ask you, forget about who you would want as the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Put that aside. If I ask you, who is that person you don't want to be president of Nigeria? I'm sure you will look elsewhere. You will look at the landlord of Lagos. Like this one must not be, for obvious reasons. But if we refuse to take our time and do a critical analysis of the situation that we found ourselves now, we will put that guy there by not voting the right person, by voting the wrong person, and the wrong person might not be him that you are voting. Because the way it is, there are four we can take back our states and our country. All the reforms that we've been carrying placards up and down that we refuse to do, so that we can then do it ourselves. Enough of protest. The people that are the National Assembly, they are not better off than KW. In this state, we have had an illiterate school dropout hairdresser as deputy governor because one man decided to say, yeah, use that one. There is no deputy governor they've ever had in this state that is better off from who has invested a lot in this economy and employing people. The current governor can't stand side by side with me. He's been postponing our debate for 4 times because there is nothing to do. But on Sunday, we're having a debate, Ipupa. This Sunday, 29th. He wouldn't understand how it is to run an economy. You know why? All his life, till when somebody said, oh, yeah, come and be governor, he's been salary earner. He has never had cause to look for money, invest in the business, turn it around, pay salary. He wouldn't understand. That is what I have been doing from the age of 31, that I left certainty for uncertainty to set up my own business. And up to this moment, I'm still running this. I'm 45. She's 45. And in Lagos PDP, we have 69 of us running. 69 of us running. From that 69, 42% are under 40. 42% under 40. About 30% of us, I think 31% of us are under 46. Yes, running from that 69. Well, check it. we deliberately ensure that no, we won't have the old cargoes anymore running our affairs, no. And this is what PDP represents. Secondly, it's a democratic party. I was coming from the APC, though I never ran an election there before. I've never been appointed, I've never been elected there before. I wouldn't have anyway. I was there for something else, to implode it. And I achieved that. It was 1 year yesterday that we left APC for PDP. So we're done imploding. So the deficit is a plus now in PDP. So this election we're going to be deficitly. Finally, we have to be deliberate about this. We have to ask ourselves. Peter Obi was one of those that brought me into PDP. He was in Tafawa Balewa Square when I crossed. But when they get to this matter, me and Nancy Dan talk, say, Ogami, the momentum bad though, but you can't turn back, but we know you cannot win. He said, Jandor, this is how people, they mad you. It's the fact he's a politician. But he can't just turn back on all of you like this. If he has his way today, he will talk. You will see that in his campaign. He has never spoken ill of Atiku. He will not do it, or PDP. He won't do it. But we're hoping that we will do the right thing by ensuring that the man that all of us don't want there, we won't tactically put him there. And that will be disastrous. So on this note, our votes from top to bottom, let it be PDP. God bless you.
Let's say Jandor! Jafreko! Jafreko!
Okay, thank you. So by God's grace we believe